Forget everything you thought you knew about war in the Middle East. The old playbooks have not just been revised, they have been incinerated. In the last 24 hours, the Islamic Republic of Iran has unleashed a dramatically revamped missile strategy, a doctrine of chaos forged in the fires of the June 2025 war. We are witnessing a seismic shift that has thrown United States and Israeli war planning into complete disarray. The past day began with an unprecedented U.S.-Israeli decapitation strike between 9:27 and 9:45 a.m. Precision strikes targeted Iran's top political and military leadership, their families, and even a girls' school. Washington and Tel Aviv likely expected days, perhaps weeks, of stilted, posturing diplomacy before a calculated, limited response. They were wrong. The first, and perhaps most shocking tactical shift, is the end of strategic patience. Iran has adopted a doctrine of immediate retaliation. There was no agonizing over the response. While the smoke was still settling on the U.S.-Israeli targets, the IRGC began reciprocal strikes. 33 minutes. That is all the time it took. While war planners were analyzing B-2 bomber flight data from the morning strikes, Iranian missiles were already in the boost phase. This immediate retaliation removed the U.S. and Israel's ability to shape the narrative or fortify defenses for specific windows. The war started immediately. This immediacy creates a strategic paralysis for the enemy. It denies them the ability to coordinate defenses. It forces reactive decision-making under duress. The speed of the Iranian counterattack stripped the West of its habitual technological and initiative advantage. The second tactical revolution is the scale. Forget isolated strikes. Iran unleashed a region-wide, multi-front saturation attack designed to test every U.S. and Israeli defensive installation simultaneously. The IRGC extensively targeted 27 U.S. bases, from Al Udeid in Qatar to naval support activity in Bahrain, home of the Fifth Fleet. Strikes were confirmed at sites in Jordan and Saudi Arabia, where U.S. forces had only recently amassed. No one was safe. No base was considered out of range. And then, the waves against Israel itself. Multiple waves, 20 or more, targeting priority urban centers, Tel Aviv, Haifa, and strategic assets on the Golan Heights. The visual evidence shows the sheer volume was designed to exhaust the Iron Dome, Arrow, and David Sling systems. Perhaps the most ingenious change in tactics is the clockwork launch. In previous conflicts, Iran favored massive swarms, primarily at night, seeking high shock value but offering defenses a chance to reload during the day. This is different. This is a 24-hour continuous launch cycle. This doctrine is not just intended to destroy infrastructure. It is designed to physically and psychologically drain enemy personnel, sow shock among U.S. regional allies, and remove any predictable lull in the fighting. War is now ceaseless. These new tactics appear to be working, and nowhere is that more terrifying for the West than in the air defense arena. We now have footage from multiple locations showing Patriots firing frantically, desperately attempting to intercept Iranian projectiles. Centralized tactics are already creating ripples. The Arab League has urged all parties to work towards de-escalation and spare the region the scourge of instability. Fear of total war is dominating regional headlines. Meanwhile, ordinary people in some Gulf nations, like Bahrain, are openly celebrating the Iranian retaliation. Iran has succeeded in not just targeting the U.S. military, but in shaping public perception against the continuous presence of U.S. forces. 9 o'clock, conclusion. June 2025 was the turning point. The old playbook of contained, symmetrical warfare is dead. U.S. and Israeli war planning is in a state of total disarray. By adopting immediate retaliation, region-wide clockwork targeting, 24-hour attrition warfare, hypersonic saturation, surgical urban strikes, and headless decentralized execution, Iran has created a terrifying new reality. The playbook is gone. The new reality is chaos, not accidental, and it is the result of Iran's time-tested saturation trap. They pair older, slower missiles, designed specifically to keep Patriot and Iron Dome sensors busy, with high-priority hypersonic Fateh series missiles directed at high-value targets. The slower missiles saturate the battle space. The hypersonic missiles deliver the killing blow. The Patriot is outmatched. But the most controversial tactical shift is targeting. In past counterattacks, Iranian social media often provided specific warnings down to the city block or specific building to allow civilian evacuation. That phenomenon did not happen this time. Furthermore, footage from the Gulf shows deliberate, surgical targeting of non-traditional buildings, like Dubai's Fairmont, the Palm Hotel, and the Burj Al Arab. Intelligence sleuths and Iranian media suspect these sites were not tourist attractions, but clandestine shelters for American military and CIA personnel. This is urban precision warfare. Given the barbarity of the initial attack on Tehran, targeting families and a girls' school, Iran seems to be telling the world they will no longer play nice. If the US and Israel use total war tactics, Iran will respond in kind. The age of proportional, limited responses is dead. The most critical revelation from the past 24 hours, however, concerns the IRGC's command structure. US and Israeli military intelligence spent decades mapping Iran's centralized command in hopes that a decapitation strike would neutralize their missile threat. They failed. The current pace and fury of the Iranian retaliation shows that the IRGC has adopted decentralized execution. Strikes are proceeding seamlessly despite severe blows to Iran's political and military leadership. Every silo, every unit commander, has independent operating authority. You cannot kill the beast by cutting off its head.